Hey, Ragam Beer viewers, welcome to the homebrew day, the homebrew Wednesday. All right, so this is the tasting video. This is the glass part of the grain to glass, which I always used to split them up. I don't know if I should keep doing that or if I should switch over to doing it all in one video. Who knows? Let's see if I can keep a brewing pipeline going that would allow me that. Anyway, this is going to be the tasting video that's going to serve as the tasting video for the brew day, for the ESB or the ESB-ish or something bitter, something bitter. If you haven't watched that video, somewhere up here the little card will pop out. You should go see that, and then you can actually see the brew day. And then we're gonna taste that beer, which is right here in my awesome One Well Michigan cup. Yeah, a cup, glass, whatever. I'm not gonna edit any of this, or the phone will go down. Actually, it probably won't because the foam retention on this beer is really great. So yeah, there it is. You can see it is orangey. It is opaque. It is not cleared up. It's been, let's see, I caked it on, I think the 22nd of, I actually did all the stuff in Brewfather. So there's actually like all kinds of notes and whatnots on this thing. Let's see, I kicked it on, yeah, the 22nd, and it is the 25th. The 22nd of January. It is the 25th of February right now. So that is yeah, it's been about a month in the keg. I have been drinking it for the last, but like I said, I was sick for like over a week, or I was sick for basically a week, where my taste and my everything was kind of messed up. So I didn't drink too much of it then, but I had been drinking it as it got carved, and now, so I doubt it's going to get any clearer than that, which is fine. It's not a big deal for me. So yeah, so we got a nice orangey color. I don't think we're within style guidelines for, I think that it should be darker, and even on even on Brewfather, if I go to the actual recipe, it kind of tisks me about the color. It's on the like extreme low end of style, I guess. But yeah, let's talk about what's actually in it. So the main base malt is jeez, am I having trouble? Wait, did I put the wrong? No, all right, stupid. Yeah, so it's 5 kilos of. So this was a 30-liter batch, no sparge. All that info is on the brew day video. So we got 5 kilos of Maris Otter in here. We got 1 kilo of Viking pale malt. And then I did 250 grams each of Castle's Cara Blond and Cara Ruby. And that's 20 and 50 EBC each. One, the blonde is 20 and the ruby is 50 EBC. And then I did a little bit of also Castle malting coffee malt or Café light malt, which is 250 EBC. And then there's just a pinch of 100 grams of brown malt in here. This is not a style, like I've never brewed this style before, and like I've had some of those malts, some of those crystal malts. I hardly ever use crystal malts anymore. And I've had them for forever. So, it was partially why I wanted to use this was to use up some hops, but also to use up some malt. I needed to use up that Maris Otter. I needed to use up some of those crystals that have been looking me in the eye, like side-eyeing me for years, asking like, hey Alex, don't you remember when you used to put like a little bit of crystal and everything? Don't you remember when you used to make stouts with like 45 different crystal malts in them? Don't you want to throw us in? Don't you want to give a little color to your IPAs? No, No, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. You can go in an ESB every 12 years when I decide to brew one. No, but yeah. So, and speaking of the hops, so blah blah blah. The hop is Pioneer hop, which is a newer English variety. I've never brewed with it before. I've also had that hop forever, so who knows if that'll actually be like a. It's supposed to have sort of your classic. It's supposed to be like your classic, like Fuggles type British hop with a little bit more like your American cousin, like your Cascades and your Centennial. So a little bit of that in there. We'll see. We'll see. This one is fermented with USO4 English ale yeast, dry yeast, and then you're going to be like, Alex, didn't you take 10 liters off of the 30-liter batch? And didn't you fermented that with something else, right? We'll talk about that later. So, this was fermented at 18 degrees C for a week, and then I bumped it up to 19-ish, 19 and a half for a little bit of cleanup, and then it hit final gravity of 10-11, and then I started cold crashing it, and it's everything, the hydrometer and everything in it, everything held temperature perfectly the whole time. Nice little just drop off of gravity. Great fermentation. Let's actually drink this beer. You know, it's what we're here for, right? Talked 7 minutes without drinking any of it. It smells like beer. Shockingly, I know. It's got a carameliness. It's got a very sweet malty smell to it. I can definitely get all of those caramel malts. So it's got that kind of that kind of caramely, almost going into like almost raisiny, like almost a Belgian type raisiny, like Special B. If you know, Special B has a very special nose, and this is close to that. Not quite as pungent, but it's much maltier than I usually make beers, which it always freaks me out with this one because it's so far away from what I usually drink. Let's actually drink it. Yeah, so the final gravity on this was, what was it? 1051, and then we ended up with about 10, 11. So we got about a 5% beer here. And it is very crushable, even though you can see I just already knocked we'll make it an even quarter off the pint. It's very crushable. It's very light, super light bodied. It doesn't. I was a little worried with all that crystal that I would get too much residual sweetness. There isn't a lot of residual sweetness. The mouthfeel isn't. It isn't bone dry, but it also isn't. It isn't. It coats a little bit, so it's something between bone dry and medium. So it's mid-low, I guess you would say, which makes it kind of more refreshing. The flavor up front, you get a decent bitterness to it. I added 100 grams. So I did a bittering charge of, where's the brew day thing? Where's my brew day? Yeah, so let's see. I bittered on, tell me what all right. Sorry. This is one of the first times I'm using Brewfather. I switched to Brewfather, by the way. I never did a video or anything on that, so I'm not used to. All right. So we did 25 grams of Pioneer hops, which were 8% alpha, at 60 minutes. We did 25 grams at 10 minutes, 25 grams at 5 minutes. And then I threw the last 25 grams from the pack in while I was cooling it. And it on Brewfather it says hop stand at 80 degrees for 30 minutes. I didn't mess around with that. I flamed out. I got the chiller started, and then I just threw the hops in while I was chilling it down. And actually, I think it probably got maybe 5-10 minutes while I was just recircling the chilled wort back into the grain father. Then I just started. I didn't do like a proper hop stand with it, but it's got a nice firm bitterness. It was supposed to run 31 IBU. So it's around there. I don't think those hops had the alpha that I put in. I think on the package it said like 8.5, and I dropped it to 8 just because they were from 2015. I probably should have dropped it a bit more because it's not that firm of a bitterness. But it does have a nice bitterness. It's not IPA, it's more like pale ale bitterness, which this is basically like proto pale ale, I guess. Like old school pale ale, old school American pale ale. Obviously, the UK has pale ale too. But you get a little bit of a kind of an earthy hop up front. There is something. It's really hard to describe. It is kind of earthy. It is kind of like not herbal, and not like citrus like an American hop, but just sort of earthy and it blends in with the malt, and you don't really get any hop aroma at all. The malt is a really nice part about this beer. Like I said up front, it's got a nice, drinks really smooth, and then what I really like about it is that it's got a very, very subtle, not roast is the word I'm going to use. Roast is not what it is. It's got the kind of roast that like toasted oatmeal cookies get. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's got that toastiness. It's got a toast, and it's something that I always ascribe to like to brown malt. And of course, there's a chance that I'm guessing that the brown malt wasn't far off from the Café Light. So that range of crystals gave it just a very nice. I was a bit worried when I smelled the beer and it had that very Belgian-y kind of character to it. But in the taste, it has just a really nice toasted malt flavor, which is just good. This is a good beer. It's something that I never brew beers like this, and I don't know why. It's also a beer. I mean, I've drank a lot of it. Like this is my first pint today, and I'm trying not to drink during the week, but like when it was first carbonated, I drank like 3 pints of it just immediately, just one after another, because it just goes. Like it seriously, it's a good beer, and I don't know why I don't brew more beers like this, because it's easy to drink, 5%. It's just a nice normal beer. I like to drink a pint while I'm cooking. It's just a good beer. I will put the recipe for this either in the thingamajig below, or hell, maybe I'll blow the dust off my website and put it up there, and then I'll link it below. What do you think about that? But bonus time, and I know, and this video is going to go long. I don't know. We'll see what we do with this. But what I did do is I did take 10 liters off of this batch, right? And I fermented them with the Philly sour yeast. Just an old packet of Philly sour that I've been meaning to, and I wasn't sure it would even take off, so I just threw it in 10 liters. And I will pour. This will be the absolute first time I've tasted this one. I haven't tasted it before right now in front of the camera. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pause this so we have the chance. Maybe this will be another video. I'm going to take some of that, and then we're going to compare them. So stay tuned, or look for that video coming soon. Who knows? one of those things is going to happen, and you'll be as surprised as I am. Well, future me will know. Past me will be surprised.